Hello everyone, it's Narelle here with our Day 14 project from our Let's Get Festive event at Cricut Explore Maker and More. Today we're making a book fold card and you'll find the link to two versions of this in the group. One is a 5.5 inch square version and the other is an A2 version that when assembled measures 4.25 inches by 5.5 inches. I'm going to be assembling the A2 version, but both go together in exactly the same way. So when you go and grab the file from our Facebook group, you're also going to find this PDF that just shows you the folds that you're going to be making. So it's not difficult, but it's just I just thought it would be handy to have something like this for you so that you can just refer to that at some point if you need to. So as I said, I'm going to be assembling the A2 version and I've got my pieces here. I'm going to be just putting these to the side. These two are for the front of the card and this one here is for the inside of the card for you to write a sentiment on or a message or whatever you want to do with that if you like to do that. So my remaining pieces are this one here, and that's the base of my card. So that's a simple score line down the middle and fold it in half. So that's that piece there. And then I have these pieces here which are all the layers for the inside of the card, so I'm just going to put those to the side. And what we're concentrating on now is just this inside of the card, and that's where all these folds come in. Okay, so starting from the top, we have a valley, a mountain, and then a valley, and then the bottom is exactly the same. We have a valley, a mountain, and a valley. Now the score lines are obviously quite hard to see, so you'll probably just have to be a little bit careful. You could get a scoreboard out and just give those another score if you wanted to, but basically the one that goes down the middle is halfway anyway, so you can just fold that one in half. And it doesn't matter whether you're going mountain or valley at the moment. We're just going to just get that one started. And that will give us this. Now it doesn't matter whether you use the front or the back of your cardstock. It really doesn't matter because again you're not going to see very much of it anyway. So our top and bottom ones are now mountain folds. This one that goes in the middle here is actually going to be a valley, so you can just push that the other way and you'll get your valley fold like that. Now this one here is going to be valley, so I'll fold that one, and the one on the other side of that is also valley, and then we're going to repeat that at the bottom. So we've got valley and valley. All right. So now I've got four more score marks or score lines here that I have to fold. So the first one is a valley. So it's a little bit fiddly, but if I just pull that out, I can then just fold that one in. And then the next one is a mountain. And then we're going to repeat that on the other side. So our first one is valley. That, and then mountain, and that's what we've got there now, so hopefully you can just see how that goes, and that's all the folds done. So the next thing to do would be to get these pieces and add them. So I just flatten that out and then I go and get my pieces and then I add them. But I have already done that because when I cut this one out, because it's A2, you can actually fit two of these cards to one 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. So instead of just loading everything up just to make one card, it's much easier if you're going to be doing that to make two. So that's what I've done. So I've got my base all folded and I've put my tape on the back of that, and then I've gone ahead and I've put my decorative little pieces on that. So you'll find that you've got some that are one colour and some that are another colour. You can change those all and make them all on the same piece of cardstock if you like. It really is totally up to you. But that's how I chose to create the file. But because it's so easy to change those things in the layers panel in Design Space, I just made it the way that I did, knowing that, you know, you could go and change it to however you want it. So I've laid them on there. So you've got the two kind of bracket shaped pieces there, and then these two that go in the middle, and then I've got 6 pieces in the other colour that are going in those places there. Okay, so then what I've done is I've gone and put my double-sided tape on the back. You can use glue if you want to, and that's going to stick inside of my base. I just wanted to show you again that what I've done is I've put my tape on there, and then I've just pulled the corners off each of those pieces, which is just going to make it easier for me to line this up on my base. Now that's the base that I haven't done anything with, but on my second card I've already taken that base and I've layered my images on the front. So I had, what I started with was obviously the green piece, which is the back, which I can't pick up. So that was my green piece, and then in the file you'll have a white piece that goes on the top. But what I actually did was I looked in Design Space and I looked for Christmas images, and I filtered to printables, and then I went through and I found this image here, and then I just sized it to be the same size as this square here. So you'll get the measurements for that square just by looking in the file. So yeah, I just resized this image to that, and then sent it off to the maker, and it prompted me to put that in my send that to my printer and print it out, and then I loaded it onto the mat, and then it cut out the edge. I then just used some distress ink to go around the outside, and the colour that I used on that was Vintage Photo. So that was a Ranger Tim Holtz distress ink in Vintage Photo. Okay, so that's what I've done. So I've just layered those two on the front there, and then all I need to do is put this one inside. So what you need to do is you'll have done all your folds, so then you just need to manipulate that into the way that it's going to go inside the card when it's folded. So if you take these two middle pieces and kind of squeeze those, you'll almost be in the right position to then just keep pushing it in, and then get these, put your fingers underneath there and push those two together, and what you'll end up with is basically just a rectangle. So you don't want any pieces sticking out, because if you have, then you've folded it the wrong way. So again, just start with those two bits in the middle, and then once you've got those sitting up, put your fingers underneath to hold the two rectangle pieces, and then just kind of push that book fold together, and that's what you're going to have. All right, so what I'm going to actually do is going to start by sticking this to one side, and to do that I've got my little pieces sitting out, so I'll make sure that they're still poking out so that I can grab those, and I'll turn this around so that I can get the best look. Now it's done so that you've got an equal amount of space around all 4 sides, so I'm just going to sit that down there. I'm not going to stick anything down yet, and then I'm going to bring this over and just make sure that I've got it straight, and I can see as soon as I've done that that I've actually moved it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pull out this piece, so that'll now be stuck, and then I'll pull that one out, and my other one's disappeared inside, so I'll just grab that. Somehow. Okay, there it is. And then I can go ahead and I can put that one on here. Now you could have actually just laid that whole thing out on there and made sure that the score line, the middle score line on the base is in the same position as the score line here. That would be just as easy probably. So, but I can see that I'm equal. So now I'll go ahead, make sure this one's sticking out. Go ahead, make sure it's nice and flat and straight, and then pull your tape out. And then go ahead and then just get that back into the way that it's supposed to be folded, so that when the card is closed, it's quite bulky on this side and there's really nothing here, but then when you open it, the book's going to open up like that. Okay, so whether it folds like that when it's closed or whether it folds with those two inside, it doesn't really matter. It's still pretty much going to pop up once you open the card. Okay, so that is our project for today. I hope you enjoy that one. And as I said, there is another piece in the file that you can use if you want to, say, put that on one of those sides, if you want to do a sentiment, or whether you want a stamp or anything that you want to put on there, obviously. And then again, for the front, this piece isn't involved, sorry, the picture isn't included in the file, so you can put whatever you like on there. You can go looking for images. If you're a stamper, you can put a nice sentiment on there. If you like to colour, you can do a stamped image and do your colouring. Really whatever you like there. But anyway, so that's my version, and I hope you like that one. I'm looking forward to seeing your versions in the group as per normal. And don't forget, we're doing a giveaway as part of this challenge, so please take the time to go and have a look at all the projects that we've done so far. If you do a project or want to do our project from every day, and there are 20 of them, and submit your entries for each of those days, you'll then go into the draw to be the winner of the challenge. So that's all for today. Just a quick one for you today, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.